through and I revised a few things. I combined a few things because I think a few of my rules last year, I might have been a little redundant. All right, Mike, hit me. Send me over your thing. Oh, another thing. Before I get into my top 10, a huge Fantasy Football 101 announcement again. I know I do one of these like every week, but I got another one. I got another one tonight. Okay, you acquired Fitzgerald and Calvin Johnson in a PPR league and have Forte and Slayton in my running backs and Beanie Wells at my flex. Okay, you win. All right, yeah, you win. That's incredible. In a point per reception league, Forte and Slayton, in my eyes, are, I think, maybe number 2 and number 5 or number 3 and number 5. Ridiculous. Okay, let me hear your offers. Oh, you could probably improve at your flex with Beanie Wells. You know, with me, I don't mind having rookies. That's not a problem, but I like to know that I have a starting lineup full of just sure, reliable, guys. They might not be huge number guys, but guys that I know are going to perform. Beanie Wells, we don't know. For one, Arizona hasn't had a relevant, running back. I think that's the end of the conversation. I was going to say since, and I couldn't think of one. Pink Cup. Yeah, hit me with them offers, man. Breeze, Zach Miller, Larry Johnson, and Lance Briggs, and you give up Rivers, Beanie, Winslow, and Merriman? Oh, you play IDP League. Okay. You know what, dude? I don't really get into IDP leagues. I would say, though, yep, I'd say do that. I'm looking at I like Breeze better than Rivers by a little bit. I like Zach Miller probably as much as I like Kellen Winslow. I mean, Winslow might be a little bit better, but Zach Miller is about to break loose this season. Larry Johnson, I'm not big on at all. I would say I'd probably like Beanie ahead of Larry Johnson. And like I said, I don't play IDP leagues. But it seems to me like Lance Briggs and Sean Merriman is a pretty lateral move. Yeah, dude, I'd pull the trigger on that one. Here's a rule that I just read in a magazine that I kind of like. I mean, it just depends. It said, make sure you get the best player in a trade. Make sure whatever the trade going down is, you end up with the best player. And Drew Brees is the best player out of that, so I don't think that's bad at all. Adrian Wilson and Eli for Cutler and Payne. I guess I'd say do it. I'm not real big on Eli Manning. I do like Jay Cutler. He's in a new format and system, but yeah, dude, I don't want to misguide you because I don't do IDP, and I should probably study up on that a little bit because I'll be fielding some IDP questions. Oh, geez. Tiff says Santo is singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Ugh. Ron Santo, and this is. I love listening to Cubs broadcasts, and I'm a Cardinals guy, but Ron Santo is so emotional. I mean, he's so emotional. I've never seen it. It'll be the most insignificant play. They'll be playing, maybe like Prince Fielder will get a single, hit one up the line, just a single, just a base hit, and you hear Ron Santo just, no, oh, jeez, oh, no. And he's so sad. It's like the worst thing that's ever happened to him. And it's not that I like to hear people in it's such agony, but for some reason I do like to hear Ron Santo in agony, and it happens all the time. Is that Toby Woods in the chat room? TBY Woods. Hester will have a breakout year this year. 80, 1,200, and 8. 80 catches, 1,200 yards, and 8 touchdowns. That'd be a pretty good season, dude. I mean, that would be a pretty good season. He caught, 51 balls last year? That would be a good season, for sure. And I do think he's going to have a better year. And honestly, you might not be that far off, because I thought he was going to pull in about 75 passes this year. And you're saying 80. I mean, that's pretty close. 1,200 yards is... Okay. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of yards. Last year, Larry Fitzgerald had 1,400. Just kind of put that into perspective. And 8 touchdowns, I think, might be realistic, too. But Devin Hester's not a guy, though, that you want to sign up and put in your lineup as like a starter because he's unproven. I mean, he's not a bad guy to get later in the draft and have on your bench just kind of, waiting. Oh, why is the Greek Olympios or whatever they are taking all young, good NBA players? Well, they're paying them. Who did they take now? I haven't even seen. Listen, they're ponying up the money. I mean, they really are. And if NBA wants to compete, they're going to have to pay these guys big too. But they're trying to make their product better over there because it's a weak product. But they have money. So somebody came up with the good idea of, hey, we have this terrible product, but we do have money. Let's offer it over to some of the American guys. So, I don't think they'll ever get anybody big. They'll never get LeBron. They'll never get anybody big or in their prime. They're just going to get young guys. They're going to overpay incredibly ridiculous amounts of money to young guys just to sell some tickets. And listen, these guys, if they ever do make a name for themselves over there and actually become superstars, then they'll come back. Smith Dog says it won't be long until one of the NBA superstars jumps to Europe. I don't think so. See, that's why I just don't think that'll happen. Superstars in the NBA make a lot of money. Even if they get offered more money over there, the superstars don't want to downgrade their, they don't want to take away from their legacy. They're already rich. They don't want to, that just puts a huge dent in what they leave behind. If they switch over and go to Europe and try to play over there, then they lose all credibility. The best players in the world are here. If you go over there and play, then it is just about the money. They all say, well, it's not just about the money while they're holding out on their contracts and things like that. But you couldn't lie about that. Because you're not going over there for competition. You're not going over there because you care about winning a EuroLeague title. Toby Wood says, do you think Marvin Harrison will sign anywhere this year? I agree with Mike here. I think he should go to Chicago. And I'm not a Chicago fan, so I'm not being a homer. But I think he would be a great fit in Chicago. And yes, Smith Dog, going over to Europe is about selling out. I mean, if you're an NBA player and you take more money to go to Europe, it's 100% selling out. And not like selling out in the sense of, it's just you're just playing for the money. You just want more money. Okay. Mike says, why do you find it necessary for rookies to hold out? It's kind of silly. I mean, you think they should just be glad to be there, just sign a rookie contract and come perform and show what they're about, and then get a big contract later. I mean, it's kind of hard to say, well, I deserve this much money when you haven't even stepped on the field. Like Michael Crabtree in San Francisco. What was he, like the 10th pick overall? Right? But, who was it? Oakland. Oakland took somebody, the 7th pick, Darius Haywood. And Crabtree thought he was better. Listen, just because Mel Kiper and Todd McShay have you ranked higher than somebody else doesn't mean that you should get more money. Bottom line is, you get picked 10th, you get paid like a receiver who gets